o'clock on this May 27th. Thanks so much for joining us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Stephanie Joseph.
And I'm Dan Schreck. We have got a jam-packed 2 hours to get through. So let's run down what we have brewing for you this Tuesday.
Have you ever loved something so much that you needed it tattooed?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
I got several.
No way.
Yeah, Steph.
Well, you learn something new every day. I didn't know that. I figured you'd say sure.
I did.
It's good to know. Well, this morning we'll tell you about one woman who did just that, and it's all coming up in this morning's Trending Now.
And then we're getting ready to party with the dogs, the DAWGS. We're going to be looking ahead to a special fundraiser that is dedicated to helping children feel loved and celebrated.
Then later, the Scripps National Spelling Bee kicks off today, so we thought we'd put our minds to the test with our very own Arc Rochester Spelling Bee. We'll see which of us will take home the crown.
I am dreading that segment.
Really?
Dreading that segment. I can't spell my own name most days.
Well, it's a difficult, shift that we work, so...
Even when I work regular hours, I can't spell my own name. Before all of that, we do want to get a check of some of our top local headlines for you this Tuesday morning with our Tuesday morning news break. Two
teens are recovering this morning after they fell into a steep gorge in Yates County and spent hours waiting to be pulled to safety. The dramatic rescue unfolded yesterday afternoon at Clark Gully near Naples after the teens slipped and tumbled about 35 feet down a muddy, rain-soaked trail. It happened around 2:30 yesterday afternoon. First responders mounted a massive effort, spending nearly 7 hours trying to reach the teens and bring them back up safely. Both teens were airlifted to Strong Memorial Hospital with minor injuries and are expected to recover. A 20-year-old Rochester man is facing charges, accused of intentionally hitting two people with his car. Police say it happened just after 6 o'clock last evening on Denice Road near the North Shore townhomes. Officers believe it began with an argument between the driver and two other people. Investigators say that driver then hit both victims with his vehicle and took off from the scene. A 29-year-old woman was taken to the hospital with lower body injuries. That suspect was located a short time later and arrested. A 5-year-old boy is recovering this morning after being hit by a car on Rochester's north side. Police said the child walked into the road on Luck Street and the driver was unable to stop in time. The boy suffered an upper body injury but is expected to be okay. The driver remained on scene and was not ticketed. Happening tonight, Rochester families will have a chance to help shape the future of city schools. Incoming superintendent, that's Dr. Eric Rosser. He's hosting a community meeting inviting students and parents to ask questions and share what matters most to them. Rosser was tapped for that role in March, bringing more than 2 decades of experience from districts in Buffalo, Atlanta, and D.C. Tonight's event is part of that push to build trust and transparency as he begins his work within the RCSD. That meeting is from 5:30 until 7:30 this evening at Dr. Freddie Thompson Middle School on Scioto Street. Registration for the event is not required. Also today, the Grape Central School District is giving the public a look at its new student safety screening system. The district is expected to roll out advanced walk-through body and bag scanners designed to detect weapons like guns and knives, as well as vaping devices. The systems will also flag cell phones in line with the governor's new bell-to-bell cell phone ban in schools statewide. New York is honoring a political titan today as flags across the state will fly at half-staff in memory of former Congressman Charles Rangel. Rangel was the first elected in 1970 as the representative for Harlem, serving 23 terms in the U.S. House. He then made history in 1975 as the first black member of the House Ways and Means Committee and even helped establish the Congressional Black Caucus. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton called Rangel a force in Washington and a personal mentor who helped shape her own political path. Governor Kathy Hochul released a statement saying, in part, Representative Rangel's legacy shows us what we can accomplish as determined legislators. My thoughts are with all who loved him. Charles Rangel was 94 years old. For all these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. All right, let's switch gears now at 8:05. We're talking about that forecast. 2 days in a row, sunshine in our future. And temperatures, Steph, back toward average high
territory.
Sounds like a win to me.
It does. Meteorologist Marty Snyder sitting by right now with how long this sun is going to stick around. Because, Marty, there's rumblings that there's going to be rain in our near future.
Yeah, it's going to take a little time for that rain to build in, so that's the good news. I think by later tomorrow, that's the little bit more of a sure bet for that rain to build in. Today is just going to be the clouds building in, and already you can see that cloud cover really starting to fill in across the area, but these clouds are going to stay pretty thin for a lot of the day, and that's going to help to at least buy us some time with some sunshine, even with those clouds increasing, and even when technically it may be mostly cloudy at times. I think the clouds may be thin enough to even get that sunshine to work through. So temperatures already, they're rising back into the 50s, 70 by noon. We'll be in the low to mid 70s for highs today, maybe a little cooler near the Lake Ontario shoreline. But then later tomorrow, I think that's when the showers begin to build in. Could be a steadier rain right at the end of the day tomorrow. Some of that extends into late Wednesday night. And Thursday, maybe a little isolated shower or two, likely not too many to go around. But then 60s for highs as we finish the week. Could be a little closer to 70 again by early next week. But again, today, just a beautiful day. Clouds increase, but they'll stay fairly thin, and that'll help us to keep at least some sunshine around, even as those clouds increase today.
And only sunshine and 70s for the foreseeable future after that. That's right. Correct?
That would be nice. That would be
Right.
nice, yes. I'll take it.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, let's go off the top now and start with some stories that have piqued our interest this morning. I will go first today.
Please.
All right, so we've all been there when you drop an earbud and you have to pick it up. You may be sitting in the car or walking in a parking lot, wherever. But what about on a train? And what if you got stuck? Well, that's what happened to one man in Germany. First responders had to help him after he got stuck on a train while looking for AirPods. Now, it was a very painful experience that required a very coordinated effort. I'll get to that image in a second. But the man's arm got stuck under a train armrest. His hand got so swollen that firefighters had to use hydraulic equipment to free him. And that was something that they didn't even know beforehand. They learned that when they got to the scene. So they took seats and a luggage rack apart before sawing into the armrest. The operation, it took 90 minutes. 11 firefighters responded to help, I believe 2 trucks. A lighter part of the story, though, was that the AirPods were in fact saved too. So
I thought you were going to say the AirPods were in his pocket. He didn't actually drop them.
No, they were with him when he was given to emergency services.
Okay.
The man's condition, though, it does remain unknown this morning. Besides the actual rescue, police also had to be called to the scene for onlookers. So that gold sheet that you saw before there, the rescue blanket had to be put on the outside of the train just to block off the scene for privacy reasons, of course. The train was obviously evacuated, and anyone that was on board, they were transported on a replacement service.
So I've been in the situation where I've dropped an AirPod and almost lost it, but able to grab it. But I don't think if it fell somewhere where I didn't think I was going to be able to get it, or I thought, that's going to hurt, or I'm putting myself at risk, I don't think I'd go for it. I think I'd just notify somebody, hey, I dropped my AirPod in there. Do you guys have a way to recover it?
Yes. I mean, on a train, I don't know. I feel like it would be a low priority thing. But I have been there when I drop my keys, especially in the car. There, when you move the seat, like that area, it's a tight space. So I may try it once or twice and be like, and then try it again. I'm one of those. So I feel like I would be in a similar situation as him. I don't know how big his hand was. It was very swollen. But nightmare situation. If anybody who lost something and they're just trying to get it, an innocent thing, we all try to reach for it, and then it goes south.
I think the question to be asked of this guy this morning is, first and foremost, we hope he's okay.
Yes.
But the question would be asked, was it worth it?
He did get the AirPods.
Yeah,
in the
you
end.
got the AirPod back, but you got a lot more, too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you think he's embarrassed as all get up?
I think so. I mean, who wouldn't be?
Get out. Embarrassed as all get out.
I was painting my
How are you
deck.
gonna correct me?
I was painting my deck and dropped one dropped out of my ear on wet paint and rolled out in front of me last week.
Are
Really?
you serious?
Yeah.
McLean lost. Did you get it back?
Yeah, after I walked on the wet paint.
Oh.
Oh, man. You should have just left it.
Right.
You could have just touched
I
that
know.
spot up
You can't
later.
replace them. Like,
I think there's a reason we're not releasing this guy's name.
I don't know it.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the story that I read.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Probably because a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know?
Hope he's okay.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move along to my off the top. So here's the question. Should homeschooled students be allowed to walk at public school graduation? We had a big discussion about this morning, and that is the question at the center of a growing debate in Gloversville, New York. And it all centers around one student named Harmony Jade Berkowitz-Reyes. Harmony's been homeschooled through 4 years of high school. This was a decision her family made after the pandemic. An online petition, Harmony said, COVID hit and opened our eyes to tailored learning opportunities that traditional schools can't provide. Okay, homeschooled, 4 years. Well, she says she followed the district's rules, submitted her reports, got sign-offs from the superintendent, and says she completed all required work. She even took part in extracurricular activities. She went to homecoming and prom. But when she asked to walk the stage with the public school class of 2025, the district flat out said no. The superintendent, David Holloran, says the rules are clear. Graduation is a formal ceremony for students who were enrolled in the school, completed 22 credits, passed the required Regents exams, and met the standards set by New York State and the district. And he's right. The state considers homeschool students to be privately educated. They don't get a diploma from the district. They simply receive a letter of substantial equivalency. Now, Harmony's not asking for a diploma. She simply wants to walk across the stage. Here's where things, though, get complicated, and where I think a lot of people might be struggling. If you choose to be homeschooled, that's a valid and respected path many families make. But part of that choice means stepping outside the traditional public school system. And it's hard to say I've gone my own way academically while still wanting to take part in milestones meant for those who stayed within the system. If you felt truly fulfilled and supported by homeschooling, would you need the prom? Would you need the homecoming? How about the pomp and circumstance? Or are those things a signal that you should have stayed to be a part of what comes with walking the halls and that hill every day? It's not about who worked harder. It's not about who deserves recognition. I think it's about two systems within their own rules and rights. I also think it's an important reminder that when we choose a different path, it often leads to a different destination. Now, this story is highly controversial on social media.
Oh, sure.
People have opinions, Steph. Let's see some of those comments.
All right.
We've got Joel here. He says, wasn't good enough to utilize for education. Why is it good enough for the pomp and circumstance? Haley says, why would they want to walk with a bunch of people they don't know? I think we've got a couple more here. Tay, that's ridiculous because homeschooled students are still part of the school district. Parents have to report the homeschooled students' grades to the district. Why not let them graduate with their class? A fair question.
Yeah.
Elizabeth says, who cares? Let the kid walk the stage if they want to. Who does it hurt? Jody, though, says, I bet her parents pay school taxes. Let her walk. And then we've got another one. Have a homeschooled graduation. That's fair. Shelley says, homeschooled and going to public school every day, 180 days for 10 months are drastically different. Ask the students. What are your thoughts, Steph?
I don't think that, especially with the last comment, school is school at the end of the day. If she had to meet like a certain requirement that was set by the district or whatever, or
Your school is your school. My school is my school.
sure. I mean, it's different. How we learned in Maryland is not what they do up here in New York
Exactly.
State. But in this case, with it being, I guess, same content, same curriculum, that it doesn't help to detract from the work that was put in. At the same time, I do see that the same, I guess, circumstances that you deal with in the district, going to public school every day, the Regents exam, for example, I could understand why a special favor should not be extended. But at the end of the day, I don't make the decision.
That's fair.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, like for me, I'm that person who likes to make sure that everyone is included.
Sure.
A choice was made in terms of choosing homeschool, knowing that this is something that could potentially happen.
What about other homeschooled kids in that district?
Yeah, I think that if you make an exception, then what
For
happens?
one, you have to do it for all.
Yeah, so I don't know what that number is. I don't know.
I don't know. I know a couple of people that were homeschooled, and I know their mornings were a heck of a lot different from mine, having to leave the house, an hour and a half before the first bell, making it to your locker, dealing with hall monitors and school advisors and counselors and all of that on a daily basis, versus the homeschool situation.
Yeah, it's a bit more convenient, I would say. I just I don't want to detract from the work that was still put in.
Absolutely not.
But
No.
I understand, especially if this is something that you knew ahead of time, that I may not get to walk, but at least I earned the diploma that I got through homeschooling. So I don't know. I host a party.
Well, that's my thought. My thought is, okay, I'm getting the rap. My thought is move on. You've got, a couple of weeks left? Who cares about the graduation? Let's think about the future now.
Yeah.
Right? College.
Yeah.
Let's go there. Hey, stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're checking in with Chris Lopez. He is training this morning to become a firefighter in Henrietta.
Yeah, it's really cool. Don't forget that you can watch us on the go wherever you are by streaming us live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. ARC Rochester is back right after this.
The Henrietta Fire District is looking for volunteer firefighters to join their ranks.
Yeah, so our Chris Lopez, he's suiting up this morning and being put to the test for us. He is live at the Henrietta Training Center for us this morning. Chris, how are things? What are you up to right now?
Things are very hot and heavy, and I'm kind of nervous for this section that I'm going to be put through right now. I'm going to go over to Captain Abear this morning. I have 2 tools here, and describe to me what this drill is and kind of why it's important.
Sure, what you have in your hands are we call these the irons. This is the Halligan and this is the axe. This is what we usually bring in. So we're gonna do some wall breaching. The only time we really be doing this is whether we have somebody that got trapped and we have to go in and get them, or you find yourself trapped. That's why you always need to carry a tool into the building. So you're gonna knock out this drywall, and then you're gonna swim and wedge yourself through the wall studs to get to the other side, and that's freedom. So
okay,
all right.
So this is not, this is almost like, I feel like this is like an oh crap moment, right? There's really no window to get through, there's no door to breach. You're just getting through this tight space right here, which freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, this will be your only way out, and probably the quickest way to do it. You know,
okay.
You have a choice. You could always go through block wall, but drywall's a lot easier. So.
Okay, all right, and then I'm gonna be tagging along. You're gonna be on the other side, right?
I'll be right here next to you.
Okay.
So you're gonna breach this set of studs. I'm gonna be right here. We're gonna go through together.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna hand this to you. I'll take the Halligan, you'll take this. Okay.
Hold on, let me get your eye protection through. I don't want you to get hurt. All right, go on.
Okay. All right, ready?
All right, got it. You got it pretty much knocked out. So you put your toe through, you sound the floor, make sure it's good.
He's going through a more tactical way with his back. I'm just gonna bull in a China shop through this way.
There you go. Just, you gotta commit to it. Okay. There you go. I knew you could do it.
You made that so graceful. Okay. All right, that was, like I said, incredibly tough to get through that right there. Chief, or Captain, I'm sorry. When it comes down to that, yes, you did. When it comes to doing that, how vital is that to get through? I was stressed out doing it just as a practice run.
I mean, this is, you're running out of air, the fire's coming down on you, or you're trapped and you got to get out. You have to get through. This is your only way. You're going to have an adrenaline that's really going to help you bull right through it. So you did a good job.
I want to go to you guys over here. I haven't talked to you the guys this morning. RJ, when it comes to doing that, what was I missing? I felt like I was struggling going through that.
Just have to be like the Kool-Aid man and just commit.
Just commit?
Yeah.
Did I do okay for my second
really
or third
well
time?
For only being taught this morning, and you shot right on through.
And I was asking earlier, but I want the audience to know, is there a kind of build at all to be a good firefighter, or is it just kind of almost position dependent? Do you want to be tall and lanky, short and stocky? Does it matter?
Really, any of it's good. Being in good physical shape is really the key. Whether you're a big, stocky dude that can bust through walls, or small and light and nimble, just good physical fitness is what's going to be the key for you.
And Captain, what do I have on me? What do we got for the rest of the docket this morning? We got Unamas, we got one more hit. Okay. I'm going to be tangled up, I believe.
We're going to take you up into the maze, and we have an entanglement prop. It simulates like a drop ceiling fell on you and you're all wrapped up in wires. You're going to be blindfolded. You're going to have to try to work your way through it. So,
guys, real quick.
Take tight spaces. You're not going to like this one.
Okay, well, I'm not excited for that. Stay tuned. Probably what, 8:35-ish, somewhere in the 840 sector here on Arc Rochester. You're gonna see me tangled up in another tight space. I'm gonna send it back to you guys in the studio. I need some water.
Yeah.
Chris, you need to take that costume off.
Costume?
It's not a costume, man.
Yeah.
This is real legit gear. The tank may have been decommissioned, but this is real deal Holyfield.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Well, you're doing great work.
All
Can't
right,
wait for the
Chris.
next one.
You're hired. Thank you, sir. Hey, stick around. When we come back, it's this morning's weather trivia.
We're back after this. Welcome back at 8:26. Meteorologist Mark McLean joins us now with a look at today's very nice temperatures. Yeah.
You liking it?
Yes.
You know, we had this. This is crazy. Go back to 1926. We had the 4th longest stretch with temperatures below 60 degrees this late in the month of May.
Whoa.
We had 7 straight
I mean, that's
days.
impressive. It's
7.
it's not something to brag about.
I know. But I looked at it and I was like, we really didn't get out of the 50s for a week in a row.
Yeah.
It's true.
I can't imagine.
I mean, I believe it.
It's weather.
Yeah.
That's why we love it. That's why we love it. Last year it might have been in the 80s. Who knows? Weather trivia. Take a look at this. Earth's atmosphere is like an ice cream cake, right? Mm-hmm. So it has many different layers. Do you know what layer is considered, quote, the weather layer of Earth's atmosphere? And don't blurt the answer out if you know.
I don't.
You don't? Okay. There's a lot of different layers.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Do you remember this from Earth science?
Of course.
Not
Mesosphere,
my favorite science.
thermosphere, exosphere, or troposphere?
My earth science teacher, Ron Barstis, had a sign up in his class that said "Earth science rocks."
Sedimentary rock.
Teacher humor.
Yep.
You gotta have the dad jokes in there, right? Yeah. So we're gonna have the answer to this at 9 a.m. and we'll take a look at that. We'll have our muddy pause forecast there too, and have a little bit of fun with this. So put your answers in. We're also up on Facebook with this. If you want to put an answer in there, we'll talk about it. But May has been chilly. May we have some sunshine today, right, and warm things up. Look at this streak. You go back, we had that 81-degree high temperature on a Friday. And ever since that day where the temperature was more than 10 degrees above normal, we have had a stretch of below normal temperatures. So it's been about 2 degrees colder than normal for the month. We have had a few days where we were above normal, and there was a little stretch in the middle of the month where we did have a little bit of a warm up, but it looks like we're going to end the month below normal and start June below normal, but a little warm up on the way down the road. We'll talk about that. But 53 degrees, your ceiling, that's the height of the cloud deck. Look at those high clouds out there. It's like looking at the atmosphere after you finish a glass of milk, right? And you got this little film on the side of it. That cloud deck is at 25,000 feet. Southwest breeze at 7. That's going to help warm things up today. And there's the clouds. Look back to the southwest of Rochester. Those clouds are starting to drift to the northeast towards the area. They're going to continue to do that through the afternoon. And that parent storm system behind those clouds, it's still well to our southwest. So we're in pretty good shape today. If you have any work to do outside, want to get the lawn cut, you're in pretty good shape. Watch the forecast for Wednesday. Here's where the changes come in. We've got some showers drifting in from the southwest. By Wednesday afternoon, I think most of us will be into rain, and it could be even a steadier light rain at times as that area of low pressure starts to lift to the northeast towards Cleveland. So precip amounts, they're going to be manageable, but if you're watching from west of Rochester, don't be surprised if you get a quarter inch to a half inch of rain as that next system comes on in, and it's been a soggy May, and it's going to continue to be that way. We've had over 4 inches of rain just this month. 62 at 9 a.m., 70 at lunchtime, 74 at 4 o'clock. And the 7-day forecast for us does have temperatures sliding back with some of that rain coming into play for Wednesday, even into Thursday and Friday. Still some occasional or isolated showers, temps in the upper 60s. It's a cool weekend ahead and cool start to next week, but I just want to stress that we are seeing some changes in the overall weather pattern by the middle of next week. Okay. That will push the temperature back to normal and likely above normal towards the end of next week. So we're
above normal.
I think so. I think so. There's some extended data that really starts. I don't want to get people too excited. That really starts to warm things up because you go from this weather that we've been experiencing, and even if you get back to normal, it's going to feel like a big change. I mean, normal now is 73, 74 degrees for a high temperature in the afternoon. We have not been anywhere near that.
No.
Yeah. So even if we get back to that point, it's going to feel like a big change. But if we go to above normal now you're talking about 80.
Yeah.
You know? And that's not that far out of the realm of normal.
Here's what I want to point
How many more times
out.
can I say normal?
Quite a few, I think.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Because you're anything but. 23 days.
Yeah.
23 days until summer arrives.
Yep.
How stoked.
I am.
I know.
Take me out to the beaches.
The guy on the right-hand side of the picture with the mask.
Yes.
Every
You
time.
can tell what era
He's
that photo
smiling
was taken.
in and outside.
Ashley, I thought we gave you a challenge. Producer
And
Ashley.
I gave you the challenge to do it yourself.
Oh, she did. What was that, last Thursday,
Yeah,
right?
if you missed it, I asked Ashley to, for the remainder of the countdown, change the photo every day of a nice summer photo from across the greater Rochester region. And she said, go fly a kite. And so...
Pretty sure that's how she said it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly those
Her words were not nearly as kind, though. She had some choice words that would definitely give us that TVMA rating
Yeah.
once again. All right, McLean, we
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you,
Yep.
sir.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We've got so much more to get to here in Arc Rochester.
Hey, did you know Arc Rochester is streaming on the 13WM YouTube channel? We're also live on TikTok right now. You can
Yeah.
find us there. We return after this. This Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. This morning, we're continuing our series of conversations with Rochester Regional Health for Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah, today we're going to be highlighting the comprehensive psychiatric emergency program as well as mental health services available in rural regions.
Yeah, for more, we are joined now by the Senior Clinical Evaluator at CPEP at Clifton Springs Hospital and Clinic. We have Cecilia Mulkin. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. First and foremost, let's begin the conversation with the importance of having a conversation surrounding mental health. It's something that for a very long time was considered taboo to speak about, but it's so critically important to have these conversations so people know they're not alone.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's still got a stigma around it, but it's slowly kind of getting better. I think people don't always realize the connection between your brain and your body. It's all one part, so you got to take care of both.
That is for sure. And since we're talking about rural regions specifically, tell us about the disparities that sort of exist there and how Rochester Regional is helping to bridge that gap.
So it's definitely harder, specifically with like teenagers and children. There's not a lot of services in our rural area for them. But I know programs like CPEP, we try to reach out and get to those kids that are in those rural communities and link them up to the few resources that we do have in the rural area.
Can you talk to us about those resources? What is out there and available to them, and how do they get involved in those programs?
So there's a lot of, thankfully, telehealth has become a bigger thing. So a lot of the rural areas where either people don't have the transportation or stuff like that to get up to the city, they're able to kind of do that telehealth counseling. CPEP is one of the big resources in linking people with those. People can always give us a call. We can do phone evaluations. We do evaluations over iPad. We try and be as accessible as possible to those rural areas.
And in your current role, how have you sort of seen this outreach expand in recent years?
Oh, I've been at CPEP for 9 years, and it's gotten way bigger. When I first started, there was a lot of sitting around, not doing much, and now we do a heck of a lot more. We have been partnering with local police departments to do iPad evaluations. That way they don't have to, bring someone into the hospital that doesn't need to be there, that sort of thing. So we definitely have grown over the years.
If you wouldn't mind, let's talk a little bit, if we can, about some signs and symptoms that families might look for within a loved one. If somebody's sitting at home right now and questioning, I feel like something has been off with insert name here, but I don't know how to approach that topic, whether it's a spouse, a significant other, or a child, where do they begin?
Start with the person. Ask them, hey, I notice things are off. You're not seeming like yourself lately. See what they have to say. If they're not willing to talk about it, or if they are willing to talk about it, there's resources out there. CPAP is 24/7, so if you're noticing at 11 o'clock at night, like, I really need some help for my family member, you can always give us a call. It's really just starting that conversation with the person. I think a lot of times people will panic because they notice something's not right, but you really got to sit down and talk with the person, and sometimes they're willing to let you know that they're not doing okay. Sometimes they just need someone to start that conversation with them.
And I'm wondering, when it comes to teens, for example, because I know we talked about that just a bit earlier, how do you go about reaching them, especially in this digital age?
That's a tough one. Teens are always hard to get to. We have a lot of teens that even don't like talking to us, but even if it's a text message, just, hey, I notice you're not doing okay. Do you want to text? Or I know 988 Lifeline has like a texting app, so they can just text someone anonymously to let them know they're not doing okay. They're not always wanting to talk to their parents, so having that other option is always a good thing.
Yeah, a trusted family member or friend is always a good intermediary to bring into that conversation. Yes. When we're at an age that mom and dad wouldn't understand what they're feeling, Very important to have this conversation. Thank you so much for coming in. For somebody out there who wants to learn more about the services available, where can they go?
They can go right to the Rochester Regional Health website. They can also call 988. They can always link you to the appropriate services in your area, that sort of thing.
Perfect. And we'll post all of that information and much more on our website after the show this morning. You can find it all on foxrochester.com.
Stick around, we've got so much more to get to here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're once again checking back in with Chris Lopez, who's learning what it takes to fight fires.
And don't forget, you can watch us live wherever you're headed this morning. ARC Rochester is streaming in 3 places right now: the 13 WHAM YouTube channel, foxrochester.com, and TikTok. Stick around, we're back after this.
Fire District is looking for volunteer firefighters to join their team.
They absolutely are. Chris Lopez wanted to find out what it's like to become a firefighter, and they are putting him through the ringer this morning. He is running around, sweating. Look at him, all in his gear. Chris, you actually look good like that, my friend.
Yeah.
Not that
Nice in uniform.
Not that that's a surprise, but you look good in that uniform.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't really know how I looked. Dan says I look pretty decent in this uniform here. Can you even look decent in a uniform, RJ?
I think that's one of the rules is try to look good.
Well, there we go. Mission accomplished. I'm here with Captain Abar, Firefighter RJ here, then Lieutenant Wilson. Last drill of the day, we put out some fires. I breached some windows. I tried to climb through some drywall. Now what do we got this morning?
All right, so here we're in this is a 2-story mass confidence maze. We try to send our firefighters through. There's like 9 or 10 different props that force you to either become entangled or have to take your air pack off, go low profile to sneak through some tight spaces. And we even have a drop away floor that represents a collapse. And what we're looking at right here is an entanglement prop that's set up. These are simulating either a drop ceiling fell down and all the wires that hold up the ceiling are on top of you, or you're crawling through a wall with electric wires or phone wires or whatnot. So you're gonna get down low, try to get your bottle into the corner and try to reach out in front of you and move everything as you go, but you're gonna find out real quick, it doesn't take much to get stuck.
Okay, and then Firefighter RJ is gonna show us essentially how a pro does this. So I'm gonna let you go through first with the technique, then I'm gonna go after. Originally, it was gonna be completely blindfolded with a mask on, but I would just be there the entire hit. Captain Abar, is this whole room, is this just getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, would you say?
It really gives you the confidence to wear your air pack and be on air and get through tight spaces. Anyone that's claustrophobic, we will talk them through it and just give them the confidence that they can do this.
Okay, and then technique-wise, he's crushing this right now. He's getting through. Any tips for me at all? I feel like I'm gonna panic a little bit.
So the technique really is you're trying to move as fast as you can, but you have to be slow to do it.
Okay.
As you move through the obstacle, you're going to feel some snags, feel some tugs, feel where you're getting tugged from, find that pinch point, move back, clear the obstacle, and proceed forward. If you bull rush your way through this, you end up getting totally stuck, and then there's no way out. So it's all move slow, methodical. That's how you move fast.
And I was talking to you guys before this. You guys have wire cutters. Some of you guys essentially have wire cutters in case this happens, so you're not really trying to waste time while you're in there being tangled, right?
Correct. So this prop, we don't use the wire cutters. However, in the real world, we'll carry wire cutters, dive knives, anything to clear these obstacles. Because if I'm in a true life or death situation, I don't want to waste time getting tangled. I'm going to work my way through it. For here, we want that worst case scenario where you have to use the skills to actually clear the obstacle with your hands as opposed to with a knife.
And it's dark in here. Is this really, how do you guys ramp this up to really simulate that live fire environment? You guys make it more dark in here? Is blindfold, mask, and then is there any type of lights and stuff that kind of discombobulate the firefighters?
There is. So we'll have it as dark as we can. So we'll close the front door so it's nice and pitch black in here. We'll put a blindfold over your mask. And then we also, once in a while, put on some very loud music, have strobe lights flashing, and make it so that it's as stressful as possible to do the obstacle.
LT, I'm going to hand this off to you. I'm going to try this. Guys, I'm probably going to finish the hit inside here. Okay. Go to the side.
There you go. You got your bottle down low. Through the obstacle there.
Almost there.
So as we move through,
Okay.
feel your pinch points.
Something pinched on my shoulder here.
So kind of reach for it.
Okay.
If you have to move back just a little bit, but you're just about clear.
I can get through.
Reach up. I think you're just about clear the obstacle.
Okay.
Kick a little further through, and it looks like you're out. There it is.
Okay. Firefighter RJ pretty much cleared that through. If anyone wants to find out more on how they can join you guys volunteer-wise, is it just go to the website? How do they find out more?
Go ahead, RJ. There's an informational site with the Henrietta Fire District, henriettafire.com. There's a reach out page, Send an email to that, and we get in touch with you from there. Biggest advice for those that want to join, are thinking about it, what do they need to prep for? Is it just pretty much going to be all physical, let you guys take care of the classwork? It's definitely a lot of physical. You want to be in the best physical shape you can be, but if not, we'll get you there. And there is a mental side. There is a lot of science behind the fire service. You do want to be mentally sound and physically fit. But a lot of that training we give to you. So even if you're just thinking about it, come see us. We'll talk you through the rest. I like that. Thank you guys for hosting us bright and early this morning. Put me a little bit through the ringer. How many obstacles would I have left to go here? Just I said total 5 in here total? 9 or 10. 9 or 10 total. So we just took a little bit this morning. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio for now. I need some water.
Chris Lopez, I gotta give you a round of applause for that, my friend. That was really impressive.
It was great. You're selling yourself short.
It honestly was impressive.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that I could do that.
I would tell you, 100%
know?
I couldn't.
That's good work.
Yeah.
You should fill out an application though.
Make it permanent.
Thanks, jerk. All right, I'll fill out one.
Hey, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're taking a look at some of the stories that have people talking this Tuesday.
Trending Now is coming up next.
Hey, it's time to see what's trending this Tuesday, starting with a question that we posed to you earlier. Do you love a product so much you would get it tattooed on you?
Well, for one Swiss woman, the answer was yes. And according to a video she posted on TikTok that has now gone viral, she is such a fan of Red Bull that she got the energy drink can, the barcode, tattooed on her.
Or the VAR code.
Right, the
if
VAR
you can't
code.
spell. And yes, the scan, it does work in a grocery store. She just walks up and boop, boop. There you go.
Just like that. And she says she had considered getting the can or logo tattooed on her, but claims that she wanted something different.
Yeah, the tattoo cost about $600. You know, it's intricate. And even little features a little worm chomping on the barcode.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We got to look at it. We're not allowed to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not allowed to show it to you for reasons that even corporate struggles to explain.
Well, viewers, though, their reaction to the video, they were all over the place, many saying this was genius and incredible.
Others saying she deserves a lifetime supply of Red Bull. Hey, I'm backing that.
Yeah.
Red Bull, the CEO is an active viewer of this show. They love Arc Rochester.
For sure.
Send this lady some Red Bull.
Now, while some are saying, well, others, though, are saying that it's stupid and dumb, which is mean for a tattoo, But especially if the barcode changes, which is a thought that I came across too, because, let's say you go to a different state maybe and the code is a little bit different. She could still like ring up her arm, but it may not register.
Up her arm. People have weighed in on some of the products they would get tattooed on them. Did you ever see, he didn't get it tattooed, but there's that guy that loves Costco chicken so much.
Scan my shirt. Scan my shirt.
Exactly.
I love that.
Did you see that?
No.
Oh, he's got a shirt with the Costco chicken barcode on it and refuses to let the cashier scan what is in his cart. He insists, and I mean, he's kind of mean about it. To scan my shirt, you're not going near my chicken. I think he might be afraid of like lasers.
I mean, if you went
Maybe
to
wears
the...
He says it's the rays. That
Oh, okay. So he definitely wears an aluminum foil hat.
Oh, well, if you go to self-checkout, then
this is true.
problem.
This is true. Get your belly right on the thing. What would you get tattooed on you?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I mean, everyone knows that I'm a big honey mustard fan.
Okay.
So I feel like that would be the top thing that they would expect.
Okay.
So honey mustard. Yeah.
Honey mustard?
Yeah.
A particular brand?
I like the Wegmans one. It's spicy. It's not too sweet. Like there's one brand. The name is escaping from me, but it's like too sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little particular.
Yeah, I don't know
Dan's
that.
is broccoli.
Really? No. How about tofu?
No, I'm not getting those things tattooed.
Marinated tofu.
Marinated tofu. Yes, I'll make an exception there. All right, moving along, social media users have found a new way to use AI, but it might not be the way you want to try it out.
So, according to a new viral TikTok trend, people are using ChatGPT to tell them how attractive they are.
Oh,
I
stop.
didn't even think of this.
According to the trend, people are asking the AI to analyze photos of themselves and be brutally honest when it comes to judging their beauty.
According to those who have tried the trend, the AI can be a bit mean. Some posting screenshots of their AI assessments to social media. ChatGPT has recommended hair dye, diets, makeup, and even Botox.
Others on social media have even said that they're using their analysis to get a personalized skincare plan from ChatGPT. Experts and tech creators have commented on these posts, warning that AI is strictly objective and cannot provide FDA-approved advice and tips.
You ever use the filter on TikTok? This is a filter.
No. The beauty filter?
Yeah, like not the one that like blurs, but it's actually like a test, and they'll like go through all the different options or whatever.
Yeah, listen. Ashley and I were talking about something earlier this morning, and her response to a different topic was, if you have to ask.
Oh.
Why are we doing this to ourselves,
Well,
though?
you know.
Really and truly.
Yeah, no, I would say.
It's not good for your well-being.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form. Who cares what artificial intelligence thinks of you?
Yeah.
How about just working on being the best version of you can and being concerned with the people in your life?
Yeah.
Make sure that they find you attractive from in here first and then out here.
Yeah.
I know. Shut up. I'm preaching. But
if there's something you wanted to like switch up your look, for example, like hair color, I think, ChatGPT could be helpful for those
Is there
reasons.
a color that would, don't ask it though, am I pretty?
And no advice, like if you need some skin help, maybe see a dermatologist.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Again, these are the same people that were eating Tide Pods 6 years ago.
Oh gosh.
Stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on Arc Rochester.
We're back after this.
listen, you weren't here yesterday.
Yeah.
Steph was doing backup for my backup.
Amazing.
We need to record
We're
it.
harmonizing.
We need to record it.
Good Tuesday morning at 9:02 on this May 27th. Thanks so much for staying with us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Stephanie Joseph.
I'm Dan Schrack. That is meteorologist Mark McLean. He's going to stick around and give us a check of the forecast in just a couple of minutes. But first, we do want to take a look at some of the top stories we're following for you with your Tuesday morning news break.
Two teens are recovering this morning after they fell into a steep gorge in Yates County and spent hours waiting to be pulled to safety. The dramatic rescue unfolded yesterday afternoon at Clark Gully near Naples after the teens slipped and tumbled about 35 feet down a muddy, rain-soaked trail. It happened around 2:30 yesterday afternoon. First responders mounted a massive effort, spending nearly 7 hours trying to reach the teens and bring them back up safely. Now, both teens were airlifted to Strong Memorial with minor injuries and are expected to recover.
A 20-year-old Rochester man is facing charges this morning, accused of intentionally hitting two people with his car. Police say this happened around 6 last night on Denice Road near the North Shore townhomes. Officers believe it began with an argument between that driver and the two people. Investigators say the driver hit both of those people, then took off. A 29-year-old woman was taken to the hospital with lower body injuries. A short time later, though, police did catch up with the suspect and arrested him.
A 5-year-old boy is recovering after being hit by a car on Rochester's north side. Police say the child walked into the road on Lux Street and the driver was unable to stop in time. The boy suffered an upper body injury but is expected to be okay. The driver remained on scene and was not ticketed.
Happening tonight, Rochester families will have a chance to help shape the future of city schools. Incoming Superintendent Dr. Eric Rosser is hosting a community meeting inviting students and parents to ask questions and share what matters most to them. Rosser was tapped for that role in March, bringing more than 2 decades of experience from districts in Buffalo, Atlanta, and D.C. Tonight's event is part of his push to build trust and transparency as he begins his work within the RCSD. Tonight's meet and greet is set from 5:30 to 7:30 at Dr. Freddie Thomas Middle School on Scioto Street. Registration for the event is not required.
Also today, the Greece Central School District is giving the public a look at its new student safety screening system. The district is expected to roll out advanced walk-through body and bag scanners designed to detect weapons like guns and knives, as well as vaping devices. The systems will also flag cell phones in line with the governor's new bell-to-bell cell phone ban in schools statewide.
And of course, for all these stories and any new developments as we make our way through this Tuesday, head over to our website, 13wham.com. All right, let's get to meteorologist Mark McLean now for the answer to today's weather trivia. This one is a very earth science question, Mark.
Yeah, I kind of went into the 101 category and just started thumbing through it. So layers of the atmosphere, just like layers of an ice cream cake, kind of stack on top of each other up through the air. And, which
all comes back to food with this guy, doesn't it?
It is constantly eating something. But hey, the Earth's atmosphere has many layers. Do you know what layer is considered the weather layer of Earth's atmosphere? And your choices were the mesosphere, the thermosphere, the exosphere, or the troposphere.
Steph, I'm riding on you today. I'm counting on you. Mesosphere, thermosphere, troposphere, or ectosphere?
Amy says she thinks it's the lowest layer.
Endosphere.
Troposphere. Yvonne said B. Julie and Dave went C, and Julie also said D. What do you say?
Producer Ashley, do you have a guess?
I know the answer.
She probably watched me put it together.
I know for sure that the answer is not B.
Okay.
It's not
It is not
thermosphere.
B.
Okay. So let's think of it. Exosphere. Do we think it's the exosphere?
I feel like no.
Okay.
Because I don't know, exosphere doesn't sound familiar.
Okay,
And also
fair.
it feels easy, like exo.
No, perfect. Good. We're going to get rid of B and C. How about mesosphere and troposphere?
Okay. The last one I've heard of, and a lot of people seem to think that that's the answer. The first one I feel like sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar.
Yes.
But are you going to follow the herd?
My original guess was A. but I feel like it's D.
Okay.
Final answer?
D.
You're right.
There you go, Steph.
Troposphere. That's the lowest layer of Earth's atmosphere. In this layer, the air temperature and air pressure both drop as you go up in height. That's typically the case. Sometimes the air temperature can get an inversion, which is the opposite of normal, and it goes up with height. But usually, both of those drop considerably with height in the atmosphere. So, good stuff. We're off to a good start this week. Oh,
Yeah.
look at Marley.
At this.
Got a little sunshine.
This
symbol
muddy
on there.
paw forecast this morning.
Yeah.
Wow, that's Marley. Marley's digging the sunshine.
Did that come with the sunshine?
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Yeah, 13wham.com/chime in, and we love to see your pet photos when you can. You can.
There it is.
I know it. You scan the QR code on the screen. We need to get one of these with a background of just pets, right?
Right?
Just pets.
Listen,
have a
I'm
wall.
telling you.
Yeah. It'd be
Or
good.
update that open so we can like see how those people have all aged.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, in a good way.
sure
You've
they're
got
like-
kids in there that probably
Who
have
knows,
children
yeah.
of their own at this point.
For sure.
Oh.
For sure. But
They
those
guys chime in that
those
low?
paws are going to get a little wet tomorrow, and unfortunately Thursday, Friday. It's not a washout towards the weekend, but we do have to leave that chance in for some rain. And what it's been lately, this was pretty wild. We had 7 straight days with a high temperature below 60. So I was looking through the record since 1926. That was the 4th longest streak, and this was by far the longest streak so late in the month of May. Okay, so most of those 7, 8, 9, 10 day streaks were early in the month. You know, this is, I mean, we're talking Memorial Day. We're breaking away from that temperature scheme. But 58 now, the ceiling is at 10,000. We've got a south breeze at 5. And the story today is just those high clouds back to the west. They're drifting in right now ahead of that next storm system that's back to our southwest. So that's the one we're going to track on the Futurecast for later tonight and into Wednesday. I think the clouds thicken up pretty well as we head into Wednesday morning. Still a dry commute for you for the morning, but by the afternoon and evening, expect what could be a steady rain at times. And it looks like a good quarter to a half inch of rain for most spots around town. You see the temperature, it's in the low to mid 70s this afternoon. That's, quote, seasonable for this time of the year. And because the clouds will only drop back to the mid 50s tonight. And look at those temps. You know, it's finally warm enough that I'm sneaking the plants out. You know, the garden's in and all that, but some of the tropicals are going out now.
Yeah.
The hardier stuff. And
Is the big one out there?
not yet. Just haven't had time.
No?
But, it's got 4 branches with blooms on it already. Ooh. No leaves yet. No leaves yet. But the thing is throwing blooms. So the
It's a
trick,
plumeria, right?
Plumeria, yeah.
Yeah.
So the trick is, because it's so big, getting it through the sliding glass door,
Yeah.
I have to corkscrew it. So it's like one branch. It's literally, it's a process.
How many people do you get to come and help with this?
When it doesn't have leaves on it and when it's kind of dry like it is now, I can handle it. In the fall, when it's fully leafed out and it's been outside,
You need help?
The thing weighs about 100-ish pounds, maybe. It's big, yeah.
Whoa.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once it's
I use a sliding cart.
once it's out there and it's got fully leaved up.
Yeah.
Take some pictures for Steph. Or you probably
I'll
have
show you
for
some. I
previous
have
years.
some on the phone.
Yeah.
It's an impressive looking plumeria, Steph.
It holds down the cantilever umbrella. So I don't even use water in the things that at
It's
the
that
base
big of
it.
a plant.
Wow.
The thing goes to the ceiling.
No, what?
It's big.
Whoa.
See?
Fun. It's going to be in my front yard someday.
You think? When you move south.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, stick around. When Arc Rochester returns, we're getting a special look at an upcoming performance that'll immerse you in music and animation.
And don't forget that you can watch us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live on the 13WHAM YouTube channel, foxrochester.com, TikTok, everywhere. Arc Rochester is back right after this.
Next week, you are invited to experience a special concert that takes you on a sensory journey.
Yeah, the Mount Hope World Singers are teaming up with artists and composers to present an immersive performance that blends music, visual art, and sound design.
For more on the upcoming performance, The 100 Windows, we are joined now by chorus conductor Brian White and animator and RIT professor Christine Banna. Thank you both so much for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Brian, let's start with you. Where did the idea for this show come from?
It came from our artistic director, Annika Bentley. She read a book that was written in the 1930s by a German scientist, and it centered around the idea of the Umwelt, which is a concept of how living things interact with each other, and it's in these form of spheres. So each living organism is embodied by these spheres, these Umwelt, and they interact through different sensory experiences. So each of the 12 pieces that we're performing, as well as the animations and the soundscapes that we're going to be creating, are going to be centered around these sensory experiences as we try to depict how living things interact with each other.
Wow, that's amazing. How long does something like this, does it take to put together something like this?
We've been working on this project for 2 years now. So, learning the music, collaborating with Christine, with Logan, our sound designer, with Donetta, our choreographer, also building sets and finding where we're going to do this, just to try to put this whole experience together. So it's not just a choir concert.
Sure.
We're really building a whole media experience.
What is the animation process of this like?
It's much more experimental than a normal commercial pipeline where you would have a storyboard to animatic phase. Here we started with each of the songs that was selected by Annika, and we thought about what kind of moved us by the song, what colors came up for us, what was the meaning making behind the song, and what kind of sensory input we were trying to communicate visually. And so we were thinking both of how do we visualize this sonic experience, and then hopefully transcend it. And whenever I'm making projections, I'm always thinking of them as another performer on stage alongside the choir, because it's so easy for visuals to either become decorative, like a backdrop, or they could easily take center stage because everyone loves moving image, right? We love TV, we love moving graphics. So I don't want to also pull attention to them. So it's striking that balance.
But it is a living, breathing piece that is integral to this show.
Yes.
It is. I'm actually going to be live mixing it during the concert. So almost like how a VJ would in a club, I'm going to actually be adding and I'm transitioning between shots live. So there's not just a single export, it's hundreds of files that are organized into a show file to run the visuals.
Is that your first time doing something live mixing? I mean, that sounds...
It sounds challenging.
Yeah.
It's like another instrument. I have a small team with me who's been really helpful. I have two of my students who are my assistants on this project, Bathsheba Duranville and Caitlin Park from RIT, and they've been so integral to the process. And I've done a lot of projection design in the past, but normally it's broken down by many cues, where this is a little bit more organic and immersive. So it's much more, I'm very excited to work in this new way. It feels like a natural progression for me.
That's cool.
And with it being so organic, do you feel like that kind of talks to the human experience a little bit? A lot isn't planned.
Well, I'm hoping so. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the animations feel tactile. They feel not just separated from everyone else, that they kind of start to communicate all of these different senses for anyone of different abilities to be able to take them in.
Incredible. Brian, one more time for somebody who's sitting at home who says, okay, sold. When, where, how do they get tickets?
June 5th, June 7th. This is at the Rochester Academy of Medicine. The performances are at 7, with receptions to follow at 9. And as Christine said, there's going to be live mixing of both the visuals and the sound. So each of the two performances will be unique. So why not come see both?
Yeah.
June
Right.
5th,
Both tickets.
Yeah.
Tickets at MountHopeWorldSingers.org.
Terrific.
Right.
Thank you both so much. We appreciate it. And we will post all of that information and much more on our website at the end of the show, foxrochester.com.
Hey, stay with us. When we come back, we're putting our spelling knowledge to the test.
Oh, man. You really are not going to want to miss the disaster after the break. Apostrophe. Hey, it's time to head into the classroom and test our knowledge, because today you can actually play along at home this morning. We're celebrating the kickoff of the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
So we thought it'd be fun to participate in our own Arc Rochester Spelling Bee and see which of us reigns supreme.
Listen,
That's not the
you at
spirit,
least
Mark.
spelled blues right.
Right.
You work
You're off to a great start
You know how
already.
I'm always asking
The
Marty.
I'm is
Like,
good.
hey, how do you spell this?
All right, quickly. Housekeeping rules. We have a whiteboard and a marker and an eraser. Ashley's going to give us a word over the loose speaker. Louse speaker.
I'm going to kill you, dude.
We're off to a rough start.
And each of us are going to have to spell the word, put it on our whiteboards, and then we'll flip the board when Ashley tells us to, and she'll score us accordingly.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Okay, let's start with some easy words.
Okay.
Affiliate.
Okay. Are you?
No, I'm
You guys can't.
oh, sorry.
No cheating.
Sorry.
Now I'm second guessing myself.
Does it have, like,
I think we're all
I
good.
think we all spelled it the exact same way.
Yeah.
Correct spelling. A-F-F-I-L-I-A-T-E.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, good.
all right.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
I didn't copy Marty.
Good for us, guys. 1 for 1.
Let's stop here.
Broadcast.
What is it?
Broadcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for going easy on us.
Well, this is
Xanthosis.
just the first round.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait
boy.
until the end, because there are words she can't pronounce.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be amazing. Yep.
We all got it.
Yeah.
Good.
Marty.
Marty's got that.
Very nice
handwriting.
right there.
Yeah. Great
Got the
penmanship.
handwriting.
E-R-O-A-D-C-A-S-T.
We got it.
Yeah.
All right. Now here's where it goes downhill.
Next one. Rhythm.
Rhythm.
Oh.
The rhythm is going to get.
Abby, can you give me a different marker? This one's like super dry and you can't see it.
I think that's right.
I shouldn't have thrown that at you.
I think that's right, but I'm not 100% on it.
What is it, rhythm?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Correct spelling?
It is? Okay.
RHYTHM.
Okay.
Yay!
Oh, look at that, just in time.
Dan! Give me a point.
Come on.
Got the French judge.
Man.
Okay, we're moving on to medium word.
Medium word.
Okay.
Medium words.
Connoisseur.
Oh, no, I'm done.
Oh.
No.
Connoisseur.
No, I've got no chance. I'm not. This is going to be embarrassing. 2 N's?
Ooh.
That's not right.
I don't want to look at it. Hold on. I'm going to need a second.
Ooh.
That's not right.
Hold on.
No, that's definitely not right. I'm missing a U somewhere.
This is
You're
not
definitely missing something.
I'm not.
Connoisseur. It's
Yeah.
French. Connoisseur.
Wait.
Marty,
There's got to be an I in
Wait.
there, right?
there has to be.
I can get the first part, because that is...
I don't know.
Oh,
two
are we
N's?
showing?
Is there
I'm
two
not.
N's?
Yeah.
We can all show.
I'm not confident in this.
French is
one.
2 N's, I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the correct spelling.
I think
C.
Marty has it.
CONN.
Nope, I'm done.
OISS.
Yeah. My eyes in the
Did
wrong
anybody get it?
place. Marty got it right.
No, I had the 2 S's and I erased it. I changed it, so now I'm wrong.
Oh.
Go with your gut. Go with your gut.
I know I should have.
Okay, next.
Okay. Entrepreneur.
Oh. Oh, man. Got a lot of French in these.
Did you know the French don't have a word for entrepreneur?
Really?
What is happening? Are we sure?
Punchline.
I know.
That is the punchline.
Is it because it's entrepreneur?
Because it's a French word.
He's cracking up about this.
Is everyone done?
Sure.
No, I'm not done because I
I
can't
know.
see my board now. He makes me cry every day. I tell my wife.
Shame.
Hang on for a second. Ah.
Is it shaking up?
Oh,
Yeah, Dan, you don't have much time. Come on.
it's not me.
Did you finish?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay. Correct spelling. ENTREPRENEUR.
I had too many
Yeah.
N's. I had too many N's.
Thumbs
Got
up.
it right?
Too many Ns.
Mark
I did.
it, yeah.
No.
I didn't even write anything.
I asked you if you were finished.
Next word.
I'm done.
Paraphernalia.
Nope.
Oh.
No.
Come on.
Oh, no.
Mark, think back to your college days.
I guess this segment's going up in smoke.
You got this, guys.
I have to say it out loud as I'm.
I feel like, right?
Watch it there.
there.
What?
No, I have no chance.
No, me either.
I
Come
think
on.
this is wrong. It feels too long.
This is just medium.
I'm just.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
writing.
might be missing
I'm just
a letter,
writing
but
letters.
I'm definitely. I'm embarrassed
Okay,
to show
you
mine.
ready?
Oh.
You ready? Dan, come on.
He already
No,
erased
turn
it.
it.
He already erased it.
Okay.
Oh.
Correct spelling. PARAPHER.
Oh.
NALIA.
Yeah, there's extra R in there.
There's
am
an
so,
ER.
I was so far off.
Oh, yeah.
No points?
No,
No
for
points.
me.
Actually, you should take points away from me.
Okay, hard words now.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Chauffeur.
no.
Oh.
I might as well just put random letters down on this thing.
I
That's
think
not
I
right.
have this one.
I don't know what that.
That's
It
not
even
right.
That's a last name.
That
There's
one's not
way too
right.
many. There's way too. There's way too many. So
Okay, ready?
no, I'm not ready.
Well, no, you can't
Go with
erase.
your gut. Go with your
No,
gut.
it's wrong.
You shouldn't go
I-
with it.
I think
Okay.
you too.
Chauffeur
You guys-
spelling. CHAUFF. E-U-R.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah, Marty.
There's a reason we don't put words in the prompter, Ashley.
I at least knew it didn't begin with an
Crying.
S.
Like,
Here's one you all should know.
Oh, no.
Daiquiri.
Okay.
We love to drink here on this show.
Goodness.
Ooh.
there's a C in there.
This is going to be close, but I think it's still wrong.
After this, there's one
Is
more
it
word.
this? Is it?
I feel
I can make a killer
like
strawberry
it
daiquiri,
might
by the way.
Oh, it's not that. That's not it. No.
No.
Okay, ready? D-A-I-Q. I-R-I.
Nope. Boom.
I was
missed
missing
the
an
I.
I.
Marty!
Yeah,
got
Marty got it.
I've been omiting those extra letters on each of them. I figure I'm gonna throw it
Put
in
them
this
in.
one.
Right.
I'm putting in extra letters.
Oh, final word.
Okay.
All right. Thankfully.
Schenectady.
Schenectady. That's where the screen door factory is.
Screen door factory.
Remember that from Wayne's World?
From Wayne's World. Know your audience, dude. This is wrong. Fun fact, though, that this morning, as Ashley's trying to come up with these words, there are words in there that, like, she couldn't even begin
so
to
bad.
read. So every word she couldn't read was Schenectady.
Okay,
Close enough.
ready? S-C-H-E-N-E-C-T-A-D-Y.
I had IDY. I was close. I was close.
Marty, you got the most points.
Go, Marty.
It was giving Marty a
Marty
step.
wins.
Yeah.
Marty wins.
This thing.
Do we have a trophy or an award?
It's all imaginary.
Yeah.
We used to have an award. We would guess our run times on packages at night. I came up with the game.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So,
What was the award?
it was just like a small trophy that someone had from like a lacrosse game.
Oh, very nice.
Well, that was fun,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun and embarrassing. I hope no one DVR'd that. 9:30 this morning. Stick around. We've got a lot more to come here on ARC Rochester.
We're back on the other side of the break.
.33. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. Steph, now that the long weekend is over, a lot of people are heading back to work today, and for some, they're a little stuck in that post-holiday rut.
Well, fear not, because this morning we are getting some tips on how to help you reset and beat that mental slump.
Yeah, we're joined now by motivational speaker Ramon Ray. Ramon, it's always great to have you. I mean, look at the smile.
Right?
It starts with that. I think sometimes you just have to trick your brain into believing that everything is good, and it often unfolds that way. How are you, first and foremost?
I feel amazing. I was trying to get along in the spelling words you all are having, so I feel great, and I failed at each word, but I'm still happy and learning moments. So, thank you all for having me here today. It's great to be here and talk about this very, very important topic indeed.
Absolutely. All right, so let's dive into back to work burnout. As we mentioned coming out of the break, a lot of people are coming back to work after the long holiday week, and I feel like everyone faces this at some point, whether it's the weekend or vacation, or, just a little bit of time off that you rightfully deserve. Heading back into that can often be a struggling challenge.
Yes, indeed. And I think that you said it first right at the top. I think one is definitely mindset. I choose to be how I am today. I choose. That's number one. Number two, often what I do, and again, it's so good to be here, is we have a choice to determine, are we going to be the thermometer in a situation, which takes all that stuff and is affected by external forces, or, as I like to say, will we be the thermostat, and we determine that we will affect the room that we're in? Are we the thermostat of what we're doing? That's number two. I think number three that's important, ask yourself, who pours into you? Now, if that's your spouse, if that's your child, well, you can do, but who are you allowing to pour into you? What boundaries do you have, or boundaries don't you have that you allow people to pour into you? Two more things I'll say is that our health is important. Our physical health, I wake up in the morning, I have my morning devotions, I do my push-ups, I do my stretches, I do a power walk. Some people may do other things, but at the age of 52, it's important that I stay healthy, but also our mental health is important too. Do we allow that quiet time? And I think lastly, I'll say, are we setting up the day right? Are we setting up the week right with intention with how we will choose, right? Going back to what I said, how we'll choose to be. Those are a few things I would say for burnout.
That's amazing. The intention part really, that resonated with me, because I have dealt with the Sunday scaries more often than not, and I'm just like, sometimes you can't get yourself out of that headspace. What's a great way to really set that intention and follow through?
Yeah, two things I would say, and I think one thing that people do, they look at the big picture so much, but I'm a person, I celebrate very small wins. So for example, you want to get a brand new car, but you don't have a car yet, or the kids are doing this, that, and the other, or you got some with your spouse or your employer at work. Maybe you can just celebrate, you know what? I woke up today and I had a cup of coffee for 3 minutes, and the rest of the day is stressful. But celebrate something small. And if people practice gratefulness and celebrating the small wins, you combine those small wins together, that ends up with a very big win. So I think gratefulness and celebration are two things that will help anybody. Burnout's real. Feeling bad is real. These are real things, but we can choose. And as we're saying, the intention by celebrating a small win.
Ramon, I want to interject just a little thing that I have done for as absolutely long as I can remember that works, I would say, 7 out of 10 days for me. And I call it my decompression time. I wake up, I need at least 30 minutes to allow the universe to welcome me back into existence and into consciousness. It's not meditation, it's not prayer, it's just me and a cup of coffee and waking back up to prepare for what's ahead rather than immediately diving into my phone and my email and to social media and all of those things, but that bombard my senses. I like to take full control of what I can in those first precious moments of the day, and that's where I try most days to make that choice to say, okay, listen, it's gonna be a good day because I'm the one who's in charge of that for me.
The number one thing we can do, and I think that is so good, is when we first wake up. How do you start your day? Don't look at your phone. Don't grab your phone. Start off with positivity. For you, it's 30 minutes. Somebody else listening, it could be 15 minutes, 3 minutes, an hour, but take some time. I love that. And be intentional. Have that quiet time, whatever that means for you. Okay, day. Here we go. and watch. Your day will be different. It's how you start it that matters.
It really is. And sometimes it's a bit hard to find the silence, you know? My mind, it races 24 hours a day, it feels like. So how do you go about finding that moment to center yourself so that way you can have that quiet reflection and start the day?
I love that question. Me and my wife talk about this quite a bit. I've been married for 31 years, celebrating yesterday. I'm 52 years old. I celebrated 2 days ago. Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you so much. And we talk about this and we encourage each other. And I tell her quite a bit because we have different strengths. But what you just said, you have to be able to set boundaries. They can be slightly flexible, but set boundaries and be careful what you allow, because we can control our own calendar. No matter if the pastor's calling you, your kids are calling you, your spouse is calling you, your boss, well, your boss is calling you. We all have different priority, right? We all have different priority levels, but you can still set boundaries. Hey, thank you so much. I will be happy to do this for you. I just can't do it right now. Or I'll be happy to do this for you. When did you need those done again? Whether it's cooking 100 brownies or whether it's getting 100 copies done. The principle is the same. Set those boundaries and let's all start to take more control of the situation that we're in. Because I find that's one thing that will steal our peace, steal our joy, make us feel that icky, overwhelming. Is that we don't set the boundaries. And if we set the boundaries, too many times we make amends, we open the door, and then you have a boundary with 100 doors open. That's really no boundary. So that's important.
Isn't. Ramon Ray, thank you so much for your time. Somebody who wants to learn more about you at home right now, what's the website?
Best way is zoneofgenius.com for tips like this to stay in your zone of genius.
Ramon Ray, he is the expert. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, stay with us. Our Rochester returns right after this. This weekend, the rock and roll fundraising band The Dogs are back at it again, hosting a special concert to raise money for another amazing cause.
Yeah, this time they're working with the amazing team over at Happy Birthday Cha-Cha-Cha organization. And this morning, we are getting a special preview.
Yeah, for more on the event and all the amazing work the foundation does, we are joined now by founder and executive director Carrie Green and co-founder and member of The Dogs, Steve Ball. Good morning to both of you.
How are you?
So let's just start. A lot to get into here about the event itself. Anyone can just talk about what's going on there?
Sure. This will be our fourth event that we've done with the Dogs. Happy Birthday Cha-Cha-Cha and Dogs for a Cause. It's May 31st, so this Saturday night at Johnny's Pub. Come on down.
Yeah.
And Carrie, for somebody sitting at home who says, I'm unfamiliar with Happy Birthday Cha-Cha-Cha, remind us of the work you guys do in the community.
Absolutely. So we partner with the Rochester City School District at the buildings at the highest levels of poverty. And then the students in those buildings on their birthday are going to get either a few fun treats or toys, depending on their age, but then we're going to give them a big bag of necessities. So socks, underwear, hygiene items, and some groceries.
That's amazing. And what is it like for the Dogs to be a part of something like this?
We, as Carrie said, this is our fourth crack at this, and we were reminiscing back in the green room about our first show was with them, and we really feel that supporting the community is one of the most important things we can do, and furthermore, focusing on organizations that support the children of the community is even more important for us.
Absolutely. Nothing more important than starting literally from the ground up with the youngest members of our community, because they are tomorrow for us. How did Happy Birthday Cha-Cha-Cha get its start, and why is it so community focused? Why these members of our community?
Absolutely. So it all started, I was shopping the toy sale clearance after Christmas, thinking that I would put these toys away and give them to kids in need the following holiday season. And then I thought, well, they're just going to sit in my basement for a year. I think so much is done around the holidays, which is wonderful, but I didn't know of anybody that celebrated their birthdays. So I said, somebody should do birthdays. And then I said, oh, shoot, I'm somebody. I'll do birthdays.
That's right.
Right? And so that's how the organization began. Just initially, I was just going to adopt one classroom, kind of pay for it myself, just try to give these kids a little birthday love. And as I talked about it and people got excited by the idea and wanted to contribute, I realized it had legs, and I founded a nonprofit. And the first year we did 122 kids. This year we'll do 3,000.
Wow.
You're kidding me. That's incredible growth.
Yeah, it's fun. And I couldn't do it without all the community support and people like Steve here.
Well, sure, but what is it like for these kids? What is the reaction when you guys show up there and you make it all about them? It's just that one person. What is that like for them?
You hit on that, because that's what I love, is the individuality of a birthday, and it lets you celebrate them. I mean, I've gotten notes that say, thank you for being born. You are my favorite.
Wow.
Thank you for spending money on me. And then my favorite, a little kid wrote, ripping the paper made me feel alive.
That is
See,
heartwarming.
that's really incredible.
Yeah.
You're giving some of these children something that they never have had and may not get with any sort of regularity.
That's what the teachers tell me.
It's a monumental moment for them in life to be recognized and know that they are seen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Well, it seems like anybody would be very lucky to be a part of an experience like this, to be able to donate or even attend the upcoming event. So tell us one more time information about it, what people should do if they'd like to attend as well.
So Johnny's on Culver Road, 8 p.m. Saturday the 31st. Just show up, donation at the door. Raffles, we're going to play some party music, and people are going to get their dance on and have a blast. I think that, the idea that this is serious business here, even though it's done with balloons. So what we want to do is step from that and just have a party.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what time will you guys be on the stage?
We'll be on at 8 o'clock.
You'll be on at 8.
We'll be on
there.
at 8.
So get there early.
Sure.
Absolutely. Thank you both so much. We really appreciate it. And keep up the great, that's
Yes,
truly
it really
remarkable.
is.
Thank
I
you.
love that.
Thank
Keep
you.
that up.
Happy
We'll
birthday,
post-
chachacha.org.
Absolutely. And we will post that information for you and much more on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning.
Hey, stick around. When we come back, we're enjoying some treats that coincide with today's national holiday.
We'll be right back on the other side of the break. Look at this. You know how much we love to eat on this show and how much we love it when the words are actually on the screen for us to look at.
National Day.
Well, we're
Calling out you,
It's
Ian.
National Day.
Yes.
Yeah, so this morning we're celebrating National Grape Day. So we decided to, where is Abby's desk wine?
Uh-oh.
Where is
Uh-oh.
it? That was one of the things.
Oh, my bad.
Well, we also have a bunch of just grape
We
flavored
did.
things.
Abby, if you're watching, I knew where the desk wine was. We grabbed it. We did not open it. We weren't planning on opening it. We just wanted it because the bottle
For
on John's
aesthetic.
desk, John actually asked.
Don't
it was
touch
very
her
innocent.
Emergency reserves.
I know. All right, so John went to the store today and got us some grape stuff.
Okay.
We've got jelly. We've got grapes and grapes on grapes.
Wow.
And,
They're different grapes now
All right,
because
yes.
cotton
Cups here.
candy is not the same.
Here.
and what?
3 minutes.
You only have 3 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, hurry
okay.
up.
There you
And
go.
Wonder. Okay, we're gonna start with the Wonder Pop.
Yeah.
That Goya. Something tells me that's not a twist off.
No.
It's got
If
2
you try
arrows.
hard enough, it will twist off.
I heard some air come out.
Yeah.
Definitely not a
happened.
twist off.
Snyder, rip it off.
Does have arrows on it.
Who would like?
Oh, there
You
we
got
go.
it.
Oh, okay.
You got it. All right. Here we
Okay,
go.
so
Loosened
we're
it up.
trying this. This is called
What do we got
Wonder
here?
Pop.
Wonder Pop.
Wonder Pop.
Yes.
Is it?
Are you drinking
well,
one
Oh,
or
so
no,
it's
it's not
it's
drinking?
white. I was wondering
It's
why we're calling
organic.
it pop.
Wonder
appropriately
Pop. It
called.
actually it smells like
supposed to-
grape.
Yeah, it does.
We're
One
gonna
of these
try it.
things.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a fan.
No,
Moving on.
it's all right.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Duh. Raisins. I'm like, why did we get raisins?
Grape raisins.
Yes, well, because
They are-
raisins are just dried grapes, people.
Yeah.
Anybody want a box of raisins?
It's been a
Why
while.
not? Yeah, they're good.
They're
We
good.
can do this.
Am I allowed
It's-
to pass?
Yes, you're allowed to pass if you want.
Well,
But
I
it's-
would rather try this over the cotton candy grapes.
Okay, you can try those over the cotton candy grapes.
Just in case I get one stuck in my teeth, I want to try one. Oh, Abby.
Gotta pay
took out-
attention in this studio.
Took out Abby.
I just took out Abby.
Be nice to the interns.
Is someone actually going to dive? Are we diving into this Concord grape jelly?
I'll take it home.
How do we consume that?
There's a spoon.
Put a spoon. Oh, put a spoon
We
in
do
it.
have spoons.
We do.
We also had some
Good.
like little toasted pieces
There
in
you
the
go.
newsroom.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm
We
gonna
did.
pour out
Those
this
are
while
from
you guys are
last
doing
week.
that.
I'm just going to take a little spoonful of jelly. It helps the medicine go down.
There you go.
Oh, is that so?
Is that how it works?
Oh,
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
how is it for a spoonful?
I'm a strawberry jam person.
Yeah, I'm just all about the sugar that's in it.
Coming this way? All right.
Sold. Thank you.
Oh, Marty,
Doctor.
Oh, there you go.
you get a
Dr.
spoonful.
Oh, there you go.
Constantine
Nice.
There you go.
Frank. What do we have? I pulled this out of Abby's desk this morning,
That's amazing.
and they said, "What is it?" And I said, "Dr. Frankenstein." And then I realized, no, it's not. No, it's Constantine Frank.
All right.
That was good. Okay.
Oh, you tried this? I didn't try it.
That one's probably a lot better. Anybody want a
We got-
grapefruit bar?
It's actually National Grape Popsicle Day as
I will have
well.
one. Yeah.
wow.
I
Is
will.
this that one?
That's the other one, yeah. Because we're kind of short on time here.
Oh, this is
No.
Is it good?
this one.
Do you want that?
No, but I'll
You want
take
one
it.
of those?
You got one, Marty?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, you have one right there.
You got 30
We have
seconds.
to eat the grapes.
We have to drink.
We
I'll
have
put this down over here.
green
You need
seedless.
to try the cotton candy one.
We have red seedless.
Has anybody had
This is
cotton
chaos.
candy?
We have cotton candy grapes. Have you guys ever had cotton candy grapes?
Yeah, they're good.
Oh
don't
my
like
them.
God.
Yeah.
It's too
I was
sweet
surprised.
for me.
I
think I'd
love
like 'em.
Is that
a cotton
Oh, we
candy
gotta toss
grape.
the break?
We got to go to break. When we come back, our final thoughts.
Dan.
We'll still be eating. Oh, so close.
Tastes like cotton candy. Delicious. We're eating these. What, final thoughts. What
Maybe
did
I
you like
didn't
today?
have good ones.
It was good to be back.
Yeah.
Nice time
Good
off.
to have you
but,
back.
You know, thank you. Memorial Day was we're out in the yard. You know, barbecue with the family. It was.
Nice.
It was nice.
Yeah.
You missed the in-studio barbecue.
It was
Oh, yeah?
great.
Chef Jeff.
No.
I did it.
Oh, you
Chef
did, yeah.
Dan.
I cooked hamburgers.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
It's our new
it was
cooking
pretty good.
segment.
Chris had one. I had one.
The fire alarm didn't go off?
No, and it was smoky. Let me
Amazingly.
tell you.
Yeah, it was.
was
We
smoking?
caramelized some onions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Could
went
smell it for
lettuce,
hours in here
tomato,
afterwards.
all the
What's that?
condiments.
You could smell it for hours
I'm
afterwards.
sure you could.
was
Well,
good.
it didn't help that I forgot the griddle in here and left it dirty overnight.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I came in a little early to clean it because I felt bad.
at least
I
you
couldn't
didn't
give
leave
it
it
to
on.
John
Oh,
back.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I liked the grapes. I liked
these
the
things are
guests.
great.
I
The spelling
especially
bee was
liked
cool.
the laughter for the spelling bee because that was fun. That was enjoyable. These are actually very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I like these. Hey, that does it for us here on ARC Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us again tomorrow morning starting at 4:57 over on, what's that channel?
13 Wham ABC.
Right.
We'll also have much more live local news coming up later with Christian Garzone and Mark for 13 Wham News at midday. See you later.
Bye.